Hey guys, I'm here. A little late. I was over at my parents for dinner. Just got in, so ran straight here. Hopefully, some of you will be here tonight to join me. Florida's here. Hello. Zitzuba, Mean Bird, Blackfish, Crappie, Brian. Terry made it. I'm glad you're out of the hospital, Terry. Toby, Ivan, Thomas. Yeah, it's very windy outside. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, it was. I had a lot of wind driving from Montebello down here to Long Beach. It was really windy on the freeway. Even my little truck got pushed around a little bit. Hey, Lloyd. April isn't liking it. The windows around here are shaking a little bit from all the wind. So Vaughn say, hey, Deanne, what fish are you allowed to fish for this time of year at Catalina? Anything basically other than rockfish. You can catch calico bass, sand bass, barracuda, bonita, if you find any. There's some barracuda around. White sea bass, halibut, any of that kind of stuff, but no rockfish, no rockfish at all. And there's lots of rockfish out there. John from Lake Elsinore. Oh, Terry, you're still in the hospital? I didn't know that. Sorry. Fred, Gary, Lloyd, it's in Vegas. Yeah, guys, Terry's in the hospital today. Hopefully, she's going to get released soon. So she's joining us from the hospital. Yeah, she'd send me something about it, but I'll let her tell you guys if she wants to tell you guys. All right, we got about 40 of you on here now. So tonight we're going to have a special guest. Dave from Shelter Cove in Alaska is going to join us to talk about his resort. And to let you guys know, I'm going to be hosting a group trip to Shelter Cove. The first day there will be June 12th. Some of you have been asking about putting a trip together in Alaska. So let's go for it. Let's do it. I'm going to do it. So if you guys want to join me, I'll be doing that. I also booked like 7 dates or 6 dates on the Gale Force for 3/4 day trips. Departure 5 a.m. out of San Pedro, going to Catalina, and we're going to be fishing Catalina Island. So we'll be going there. So, no, Lloyd, Terry does not have COVID. She does not. She just posted what she had there. So she's okay. Magic Mike, hey Dan, is your schedule up? No, Magic, Native Magic. I won't be talking to the boats probably till the 1st of February. Everybody's busy right now with their boats and everything going on. So 1st of February, I'll start lining up my trips. I did book I think 6 trips or 7 trips on the Gale Force. They're going to be on the 3rd Thursday of every month, starting in May. I think there's 1 month we have to go to the fourth Thursday, but the rest of the time it's been going to be the third Thursdays. Dan Demand, thank you very much. Get you a raffle ticket here. So Dave's going to join us here in a couple of minutes. And if you guys have any questions about the resort or anything you want to know about, you can ask him. He can tell us a little bit about Alaska. So we'll see. So Sarah wants a video about jigging. Could do that. Wow, I've never been fishing for frogs. I have a bunch of jigs. I mean, I should have a bunch of videos, Sarah, on jigging on right here on my YouTube channel. You should be able to see magic metal jigs, magic metal light jigs, other surface jigs like that. So we could do that. So you should be able to see that. Dan the Man. All right, first ticket in the drawing. Oh, there's the second one, Adler. Outdoors. Yeah, so Dave's going to come on a little bit, talk to you guys about it. It's going to be an awesome trip. And should be fun. So Lloyd's talking about, Kevin, these trips that I'm talking about are separate from the TV filming trips. These 6 or 7 trips will strictly be for hopefully like you guys here on the YouTube channel that want to hang out and fish with me. You could do that. Matt, thank you very much. But I will be filming myself using my little camera on those gale force trips for my YouTube channel. So we'll be doing that. Calai, is it? How do you join the raffle? Down here below where it says say something, you see the $sign. So it's a super chat. So you do a super chat and then you get in the raffle for these items. So we always have different things all the time. So these are the lures that we're raffling off tonight. And then we are going to do a different raffle. I'll put the link on here. This one's $25 a ticket. It's a fundraiser for my youth foundation. And one winner is going to win a private charter in my boat with me for 4 people, maximum 4 people. And it's a $1,600 trip that you could win for $25. So that's up. Tyler saw your charter video with Giant Seal. Yes, you asked. We did pretty good, Tyler. We had quite a few. We had 4 legal bass, 2 sand bass, 2 calicos. And we probably had about 20 shorts. And we had 3 black sea bass. But because the guys were fishing such light line, they were fishing 15 and 20 pound, we only landed the 1. And then the other 2 got busted off. Was it Zabuba? Zubo? Hey Dan, what rod can I use for GT popping? You're gonna want to have something with the backbone. You're probably gonna be using a spinning rod, so I really don't know that much about the spinning rods. I would say, and I don't know where you live. I think you're in Florida. You said, I don't know if they have CalStars there, but you're gonna want a good quality rod like that with a good backbone to throw popper for big fish like that. So um, I would say probably go visit your local tackle store and ask for some recommendations. Julio, going down to Baja fishing for this weekend. What tackle do you recommend? I recommend you check the weather before you go. As lousy as the weather is here right now, the weather in Baja is worse. There's serious rain there today and 40 knot winds. So I would recommend you check the weather. And you can go rock fishing down there. Are you talking about going to Ensenada, or were you talking how far south are you going to go? Okay, so Captain Awesome suggested some rods there for GT fishing. Thomas, what soft plastics do you recommend? Spotted bait bass? Anything small. You want to use something really, really small. Let me see. Oh, Baja de Los Angeles. Um, I don't know if the yellowtail are there this time of year, but that's normally what they get there. Bay of LA is yellowtail in the summertime Dorado. I would pretty much bet there's no Dorado right now, but you probably can get yellows down deep. But still, I would check the weather because, as you know, the roads can get really lousy. So I would check the weather before trying to drive down there. And you know how it is on the toll road from Rosarito to Ensenada. Sometimes that road gets washed out there. So just be careful. All right, guys, I'm gonna get Lloyd's ticket real quick. I'm gonna get David on here to talk about the resort real soon. So hopefully you guys have some questions for him, and he can tell you about the resort. It's a gorgeous resort, gorgeous location, and awesome, awesome food. Yeah, Julio, and down there you're always going to have like Cabria, it's probably some Pargo stuff like that. So probably have that, but normally when you go all the way down to Bay of LA, it's not to go rock fishing, but I don't know. Ivan, yeah, but I would just really check the weather before you go anywhere. It's supposed to rain Friday, Saturday up here, and then it's supposed to rain Monday and Tuesday too. And what they're saying that there's a lot of weather down south. Yeah, Julio, and what Crappie Mike says, dropper loop rig with live mackerel probably would be good. You know, be one of my top choices for yellowtail, and then you could use that for the grouper and all that too down there. And the rockfish you can use, you know, double dropper loop rig, two hooks, and big sinker and catch all kinds of rockfish. All right, so let me warn Dave. Then I'm going to call him. So hopefully some of you guys can join me. What else is here? Edwin. What size reel do you need for 600 feet? I would say use at least a 6.0. This is like a 3/0 size reel, and you might get down that deep, but it'll take forever to wind up. You want a bigger spool and a power handle. You don't want a low handle like this. 600 feet, you'll be there all week trying to bring it up. Yeah, Anthony, when you're fishing wintertime for the bass, you want to fish the structure. You want to fish the rock piles. You want to fish the structure, and that's where you're going to find the bass. Um, I was up the coast, and I was going in and out of the kelp beds, and I didn't have much luck in the kelp. But all the bass, even the black sea bass, you guys saw me catch, came off the deeper rock piles. So. Yeah, the drawing is basically for the people supporting us. So that's how we do that. All right, guys, I'm going to call him right now and get Dave on here. So he's with Shelter Cove. So anything you guys want to know? Yeah, Anthony, I caught some of the bass on.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Dave. Welcome to my YouTube live. Welcome to
Fantastic.
Yeah. So, guys, I have Dave here from Shelter Cove in Alaska, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the resort and the kind of fishing we can expect when we go in June. So, Dave, can you tell our people a little bit about the resort?
Yeah, you bet. So I'm sure Dan filled you in. We're on Prince of Wales Island, just west of Ketchikan, so in southeast area Alaska. And we're on the west side of that island. And we're in the little town of Craig, so it's a great spot. You can get out and get things you need, but not much to do here but fish, so it happens to be our specialty. We got a nice private harbor location right on the water. The lodge, we've got 10 rooms, and then we've got a New York chef that comes in and works with us to provide you guys with great food for the evenings. And so we've got a full-service restaurant where you guys get to come in and order from a menu of 18 to 20 items each night, surf side of the menu and a turf side. Of course, the seafood, it's all local. Chef loves working and starting with a great product. Local seafood is definitely that. And then right out front, we've got a dock with a beautiful fleet of 2017 and 18 boats, 9 of them. Got some 26-footers and some 30-footers. Use them for different size groups, obviously. But then, just west of us, the open ocean is about 18 miles. And between us and the open ocean, there's just a group of big islands, and it provides us with amazingly good shorelines to fish. And of course, the open ocean is just wide open and a great opportunity to take advantage of when Alaska and Mother Nature cooperate, that is. But when the weather doesn't cooperate, that's where those islands come into play, and we get to tuck away, and it's pretty neat advantage. Fishing for in June, king salmon is the primary salmon target. Not a lot of others in the area at that point in time, but we catch the occasional silver, and then we'll also be targeting halibut and a variety of rockfish species, lingcod, to be included in that. So it's a lot of fun. You get some good variety, and it gives a guy the opportunity to really kind of play around with fishing technique. These fish, they like to be tinkered with to get them to bite, and so it's a very hands-on style of fishing, and we love it. So it's been a family business I've been involved in for 21 years, and we love what we do and sharing it with people. So anybody have any questions? I think I covered a good portion of it.
Hey, you guys have any questions about the resort? Or as Brian wants to know how many people per boat?
So when we do reservations, the pricing actually varies, and it is because of the ability for a client to reserve a boat for 2 people. So the rates, they're structured based on how many you're going to fish on each boat. So a group of 2, which is obviously very spacious and private, is $3,400 per person, and that's for a 4-night, 3-day package. And a group of 3 on a boat is $3,100 and $2,850 if you book 4 or more on one boat. And obviously, when I say more, groups of 5 and 6 would fit on our 30-foot walk-around style center console, but fully enclosed.
All right, so we put 4 people on a boat. That's $2,800.
Yep, $2,800 a person. There's a little bit of local tax, and you got to get a fishing license, which runs about $75.
Wow.
And
that includes all the food, everything.
It does, yeah. You just got to get here. Alcohol is an extra, but we've got a beautiful wine list and several beers on tap, and of course, a complete bar as well. Your meals. We typically have had a nice, Continental Plus breakfast, and with different hot items each morning to choose from. That's the plus on the Continental side. And then we've also had the ability in the past, and again, I can't really say what it's going to be like this year, but last year, for COVID concerns, we just built everybody lunches with a lot of variety in them. So there might have been 3 times as much food as you would need in there, but at least you found something you wanted to eat. But in the past, you've been able to build your own lunches. Yeah. And the one thing that I failed to mention in my spiel earlier is our fish cutting staff they're top notch. They put out this beautiful finished product that is really easy to use at home. And of course, the vacuum sealing in 5 mil bags that they do, it's a really neat product. All of the fish processing is included, and you go home with a professional product that lasts a long time in your freezer. It is so good, better than any seafood you can buy in a market, at least that I've had.
All right, so let me answer a couple of these questions. All right, so Fred, what Dave just said, yeah, the price includes the fish filleting and the packaging, and the shipping home. Were they allowed 1 box to fly with them, or is it 2 boxes?
Yeah, 2 boxes actually, there is a fee with Alaska Airlines. There's a small air carrier that you'll use to get from Ketchikan, which is the largest coast city, and Prince of Wales Island. And in their rate, they include 100 pounds of fish box transportation.
All right, so on your float plane, guys, so this is the neat experience about Alaska. You can fly someplace like Sitka, where you fly around the city, and it just feels like you're going to Seattle. But you're going to go to Craig, Alaska on this trip. So you're going to fly out of Ketchikan, take a float plane, land in the water right there in Craig, Alaska. And it's beautiful. It's this beautiful little resort, and it's a beautiful experience. You fly low, so you're close to trees. It's really neat experience. So what Dave's saying is that on that flight, with your airline ticket from Ketchikan round trip to the lodge, it is 2 boxes of 100 pounds of fish you can take with you. So, but Alaska Airlines may charge you more on your ticket for the excess luggage for the box. So Tyler wants to know, what's the difference between local rockfish here in California and Alaskan lingcod? And Tyler, it's really the same fish. The only thing is, up in Alaska, they have some other fish. Well, I guess it'd be the same fish as Northern Cal. Is it? I know the lingcod's the same, Dave, but rockfish, what other species that you have that we don't have down here in California?
We have a few species up here, a lot of common species with California for sure, like you said. There's a few that may not be in California, such as like maybe the canary, the rough eye, and I'm just not that familiar with California rockfish. But we do have vermilion, which I know you guys have down there, and maybe a China rockfish. But for the most part, and those black rockfish that school around, they're the pelagic types. At least that's how they classify them here. Mm-hmm. But pretty much a big set of the same rockfish that I've done. The thing I would say about the lingcod is that, a lingcod around here, a common size for us to find, to keep and take home, is, in the 40 to 45 inch range. That's what we would keep. And, we see them a lot in the 48 to 52, 53 inch range. So they're just a tad bigger, I think, up here more commonly anyway.
Yeah, no, that would be my answer to Tyler. The biggest difference between the rockfish and lingcod between Southern California and Alaska is they're a lot bigger. Alaska is the only place where one day I caught 2 lingcod over 50 pounds, and you can get them that big up there. And Kevin's asking if tackle's included, and I'm pretty sure tackle is all included.
You bet, absolutely.
Yeah, fishing tackle's included, and it's not that uncommon, guys, to get 100-pound halibut up there. So they have that. So it's pretty cool. Rodney wants to know if you have bourbon.
We have bourbon, you bet.
They have bourbon. They want to know, too, is there any inland trout fishing?
Prince of Wales Island is a big island. It's the 3rd largest island in the U.S. So, yes, absolutely. There are rivers and streams all over this island that, certain times a year, the trout are the hot target, and then other times a year, the salmon fill with rivers, of course, and that's typically later on in the summer. But we do have a lot of people that like to try and capitalize on that. And, for a longer part of the answer, it's not something that I would recommend you spend your money on with a guide, because it's just not necessary. It's a neat, kind of unique spot for that reason.
So you could just go down the stream and catch some trout.
Yeah, you bet. Get a rental car and grab a map and go check it out. It's a great spot. It's kind of one of those undiscovered islands still, where the Forest Service has invested in the infrastructure to make it a wonderful place to visit, yet not everybody's found it yet.
Okay, and they're asking your website address.
That would be sheltercovefishinglodge.com.
Sheltercovefishinglodge.com.
You'll also find it at sheltercovelodge.com.
Okay.
Either one.
And then I'm not sure if you were clear about the alcohol, because they're asking, is any alcohol included or no alcohol is included?
No, the state of Alaska has some goofy alcohol regulations, and that's one of them. It's not allowed to be included in packages. So we just have a full-service bar available for purchase.
So even the beer is not included?
Correct.
Okay. All right, guys. So the alcohol isn't included, and that sounds like that's an Alaska thing. What other questions we have here? They're asking a little bit about the fishing. Most of the fishing I did up there before, sometimes you guys would troll for salmon, and other times it would be mooching. Is it like that still?
We've been sticking predominantly to the mooching. We haven't had to do much trolling over the past 15 years because the mooching is just very successful.
Okay, good. And they're asking, what size hooks do you use for the halibut and the lingcod?
So we use a variety, and we've had some recent discoveries that have led to kind of some variation in our tackle lineup. And so we will actually play with different hook sizes between a cannot and like a 12-aught big lead head jig, just like a bass 8-ounce jig, but these would have 16-ounce lead head on them. And so they like the big grubs, but we've recently discovered that you can hit some of the same old places where you removed some of the most dominant and aggressive fish of a particular species. And if you go back and hit those same spots with like an 8 or 10-aught, something smaller, like a shrimp fly or something along those lines, you'll pick up fish of equal size. It's just personality-wise, they don't have that dominant and aggressive tendency to attack a larger bait. So that's been kind of fun to tinker with. So the answer is quite a variety.
All right, so let's see. Lloyd's asking, yeah, Lloyd, Shelter Cove has had booths at the Fred Hall show, and I think Brian says he's seen you at the Sportsman show in Portland.
That's correct. I used to hit all the shows.
Yeah, so Dave's normally at all the shows. If there was a show in Fred Hall this year, he would have been there. Tracy Sunshine, the fishing license is not included. He said it's around $70 for the fishing license. So you have to get your own fishing license. And I'm sure we get that there at the lodge.
Correct.
And then some of the guys are asking if you have any sort of guided wildlife tours around the island.
Well, actually, the marine wildlife tours that are fully guided, they come free with the purchase of a fishing trip. Again, I'm sure you remember when we were out there on the west coast of Noyes Island. It's just, the place is alive with marine mammals and wildlife and the seabirds and whales and orcas and sea otters and sea lions. And so, like I say, that it doesn't get any better. You'll see plenty. For the land animals, I don't specifically have anything set up that way, but people do rent vehicles and cruise the island in the hopes of they'll see deer and the occasional bear.
Now, when I was there with you, we saw deer and bear just from the boat traveling out fishing.
Absolutely. You'll see them on the beaches too. Good point.
And you see bald eagles like they're pigeons out here.
Everywhere.
They're asking, what's the maximum capacity for the main lodge?
It's 20.
All right, guys. So the first 20 we get stay in the main lodge. We got room for 20 people in the main lodge. And the first...
Dan, let me go back a little bit. The question, the maximum capacity of the main lodge for this group, what's available currently is 8 people, and that's 2 people per room. So I have 4 rooms left.
Oh, okay. All right, so we have 8 people for the main cabin, and then they have another facility down the street a ways.
Yep, 3 miles.
Yeah, 3 miles away, and it comes with free transportation.
And it's self-transportation. Basically, the cost of a rental car is just included in your package. So for anybody who's interested, keeping in mind that it doesn't get dark until 11 p.m. when you guys will be here. If anybody's interested in capitalizing, exploring the island, and perhaps hitting rivers and streams and some trout rods, the rental car is already covered, including fuel.
So they're asking, is there any COVID precautions going on down there right now? I mean, I know everything's closed right now.
Well, no, actually. Here in Alaska, nothing is closed. And there are some businesses that require masks inside their facilities, and there are others that don't. here at Shelter Cove last year, we did not require masks inside the facility. However, everybody that was in the facility at any given moment had been tested. Anybody that came in from outside the state had been tested 3 days prior to their arrival. So we had a degree of comfort to where we felt like, just keeping some social distance was adequate. And then, of course, with the food, there were some precautions such as the pre-made lunches like I discussed. And, of course, the heightened cleaning schedule was also employed.
Yeah, guys, and I can't tell you how good the food is there. When I was there last, the chef came in off a boat. He took one of the little boats out, and he came in, went by us as our fish was getting hung with buckets of Dungeness crab that he pulled out of local traps he had there. And he showed them to us and said, "Here's what you guys have for dinner tonight." So that was pretty cool. And now they've even added to the menu so you can pick other stuff that you want to eat.
And he does a nightly appetizer each night. And one of his favorites, he'll frequently, request, or you guys can request for your appetizer to send up a rockfish. And he will slice it in a certain way and stuff it in this massive deep fryer hole. And then it will sit vertically as if it were swimming on your plate, kind of curved and arced. And it's got this sauce on it, and you eat the skin and all, and it is absolutely incredible. It has become a favorite, without a doubt. And if you're on our website, you'll see photos of several of them because they've gotten really popular.
We have one guy that fishes with us, Kevin. He's on here right now. And he's the only guy I know that fishes a lot, and he doesn't eat any fish. He wants to know what other food you have available other than fish.
There is an entire half of the menu that is turf related. So, the first item on the turf side is filet mignon, and then there's a New York typically, and he'll also usually have like a big pork chop or some barbecued ribs. He does a chicken marsala that's pretty incredible. And then there's always some salads and pastas to go with that. And of course, the pastas, they can go either way, seafood or a chicken. So there's great variety on there for everybody. If you don't find something on this menu, well, you just might not be hungry.
Yeah, I remember the food was really good. All right, Kevin. So they have other stuff other than seafood. Yeah, and you guys will see all the wildlife you want to see there. There's just a ton of wildlife. All the eagles you'll ever want to see in your life will be there. And if you're staying at the other facility 3 miles away, you get a rental car for the room. So if you're like Tyler and you want to go fish the streams for some trout and stuff, you guys already have a car to go do that. And like Dave says, it doesn't get dark till 11. So, you could, after we come in and you unwind a little bit and then come back for the lodge for dinner, you'll still have time if you wanted to go fish a little bit before it got dark or go drive around and look at bears and stuff. Just don't try to feed the bears because they're not pets. And I hear stories in Sidco where people get off the cruise ship and they want to go feed the bears and they end up in the hospital. So you can't do that. But it's gorgeous. If you guys never seen this part of Alaska, the rainforest part of Alaska, it is gorgeous. It's nothing like the Alaska you see like in, what was it, The Last Alaskan or Below Zero, Life Below Zero. Those guys are way up North Alaska, and they have tiny little trees or no trees. In this Southwest Alaska, it's a rainforest, and there's massive trees everywhere. It's just super, super gorgeous. And it's a part of Alaska I really enjoy seeing. Tony's asking, what are the size or slot limits that are up there in Alaska?
Oh boy. All right. You ready? It's not too wild and crazy, really. So the king salmon, they just require they be over 28 inches. Halibut, the regulations aren't quite out yet, but it looks like the set of regulations they're going to approve will be you can keep halibut up to 45 inches, and then there's a sector where you can't keep them up to, I think it's 70 inches this year. It might be larger. So we typically keep them in that, they're in the 20 to 40 pound range is more common. And it's weather dependent. Sometimes it's more difficult to search for the larger fish, and we have the opportunity to take smaller ones just for good meat fare if the weather gets horrible. So anyway, then moving on to the ling cod, we can keep those between 30 and 45 inches, and you can keep one of those. And then you also have a trophy option where if you were to catch a ling over 55 inches, which is a really nice fish, then you can keep one of those as well. I've been hosed on that one a couple of times where you can't keep them on the same day, and so we had a limit of lings in the 40-inch range, and then of course we were looking for some larger halibut. We hooked into this ling that was like 58 inches or something. It was huge, and we couldn't keep it because we already had our limit for the day. So a little bit of luck involved in that one for sure. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is not size restricted.
Okay, cool. All right. Anything else we should tell these guys?
I just, I agree with you, Dan, in regards to Southeast Alaska. And I feel very, blessed to be able to live here. It's an incredible place. And, these boats that we have, they're all rigged with twin 200 horsepower engines plus a kicker. And, they rip right along, handle the water beautifully. You've got that twin engine redundance. These boats will come back on plane fully loaded on one engine. And when you leave the lodge and you head west, maybe a little northwest or southwest, just kind of depends on where we're going for the day, you're cruising in and out of these little island channels. Sometimes they're not a whole lot wider than maybe 2 or 3 boats. And like you said, just cruising that coastline and the big, beautiful trees and getting out there onto that rugged western Alaskan coastline. And as soon as we leave the lodge, in 20 minutes, you're out of cell phone service. And from that point on, there is nobody out there but us and the wildlife. Try our best not to fish around a bunch of other boats. And that's another unique thing that we have the ability to do here, to really spread out. We've got a range of about 140, so about 60 miles north, 60 miles south, 120 miles of western coast here, the Alexander Archipelago we get to play with. So I love sharing it, and I know people enjoy it. So it's definitely a trip worth checking out.
So they're asking what the deposit is to book a spot.
So the deposit is $500 per person.
Okay. And then are we using a code so they just call you and say the Hernandez group, or what are we doing on that?
Hernandez group is perfect.
Okay, guys. So if you want to book it, I'll put the website back up here in a little bit, and it's Shelter Cove. Was it Fishing Lodge?
Yep, either one. ShelterCoveFishingLodge.com.
Okay, ShelterCoveFishingLodge.com, and $500 deposit. And then if there's a group of you, like 4 of you want to fish together, we can just book it like that. Or, if you're going by yourself, don't worry. There'll be enough of us that we can add people onto different boats. So that'll be fine. See if we can get at least 4 people per boat would be great. And there's some of you that just want 2 of you on a boat. You can do that. You can pay more, just have the 2 of you on the boat. But I think most of you are going to want to fish 4 people to a boat. So the limit on the halibut, is it 2 a day or 1 a day?
It's 1 a day.
1 a day. Okay. So it's either 1 in the large size or 1 of the smaller size.
Correct.
And the package includes 3 days of fishing?
Yep.
All right. So you have a shot to catch at least 3 halibut. And then how many kings?
3 kings.
Okay, so a cabin, one a day too. All right, cool. All right. Anybody else have any last questions before Dave takes off? We'll have him on here a few times before we go, but I wanted him to be here for the first day to let you guys know about the trip, and hopefully, bunch of you were asking me to set up an Alaska trip, so I just did. So hopefully, you guys come through and you come join me, and that'd be cool.
Yeah, thank you, Dan. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing everybody out there. It's really hard not to have a good time, and the fishing is just great on top of it. So anybody's welcome to contact me through the website. It's really easy. Feel free to call if you have any additional questions, or you can address Dan as well.
All right. Well, thank you, Dave. I really appreciate it. And the dates again is June 12th through the 16th, is it?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So first day at the lodge would be June 12th. And then we'll depart on the 16th. So some of the guys are thanking you here for your time for joining us today.
Hey, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dan. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So that's the resort, and that's the plan. So I have my East Cape trip set for the end of July. Where's April? Here's April. Your fans are asking for you, April. So we have 2 trips planned, 2 travel trips. East Cape is set for July 29th through August 2nd, and Alaska, June 12th through June 16th. All right. I think that was the website. He said sheltercovefishinglodge.com. So Tyler wants to know, what does Sierra mackerel taste like? I don't know what frozen one tastes like, but if you catch a Sierra down in Baja and you have it made for ceviche, it's really, really good. So everybody likes Sierra for that. Anthony, have I ever fished June Lake opener? I think I only went up there once. I usually fish up there in the fall or in the summer, but I don't really go up there during opening weekend. Yeah, limits isn't a problem. Rodney, what's for dinner? I had dinner at my parents'. That's why I was a little late today. I went over there. My dad wanted a Roku stick for his TV so he could watch Discovery Plus. My mom has it, so now he wants it. So I had my mom made enchiladas and chili rellenos. So it was a wonderful, wonderful dinner. Tracy, thank you very much. Okay, so we only have like 4 tickets, so hopefully we'll get a couple more so we can do the drawing tonight. Adler. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'm hoping we get a bunch of you guys to go because you guys are asking me to set up Alaska, so I did. So I'm hoping I'm not the only one here going. I guess I have to make a commercial for it for the TV show. else is on here? Anthony wants to know what ounce jig head. For 20 to 30 feet, I'd only use a 1 ounce. Unless you had tons of current, then I would go more. But 1 ounce would be good. So Adler, so I owe John a ticket. Now, I don't know if you guys saw in the video that I posted yesterday with Rocky and his buddy Joey. We caught some calicos on the bucktails. We actually hooked a black sea bass on a bucktail too, with the whole squid on it, but because the guys were using 15-pound tests, we had no chance of landing it. Tony, thank you. Ivan, thank you. Tracy got another ticket. Thank you. No, Rodney, the Catalina giveaway trip raffle is for my youth foundation, and that's a $25 raffle ticket. And here's a link for that. And that raffle will probably be in May or June. I just want to do it later so that you guys can use it in the summertime. Yeah, so Captain Awesome says for over 50 feet, 6 ounce. Yeah, unless you don't have much current, then you can actually use as light as a 4 ounce. Who does my fish mounts? I used to have Robert's Fish Mounts do them, but he's been out of business for a while. I think he's back. I'm not sure if he's back. I heard he was moving back to Southern California, but I don't know. So Hernandez is saying that his local pond, Mile Square Park, just got stocked with trout. What would you recommend as a rig? I would use a Carolina rig and probably try, gulp bait or something like that. I really like those floating worms and the what's it where it has the ball and cattail, is that what it's called? With the worm on there. We used to make those up before they made them one piece. And that used to work out really good. But if you have a 2-rod stamp, take some mini jigs or a little spoon and throw that with the other one while you're waiting for something to bite the bait. Let's see what else. So cow fishing, used bucktails for sculpin yesterday. Yeah, it's easy to, mouse tail, Kevin, that's right. Yeah, it's easy to catch sculpin on bucktails. Really, really easy. I just saw the episode we filmed the other day. I just saw the other day an episode we filmed our Twilight trip last year, and we had a ton of the sculpin and caught them all on bucktails. Julio, so no more monster halibut. You can catch monster halibut in Alaska. He was saying there's a slot limit. The smaller size is what they normally catch, but if you want to go for that one monster, you can catch them. It has to be over. I think it has to be over 100 pounds. 100. Not sure what. I'll ask him again what that top size is. So there's a slot limit, like from 40 pounds down, you can keep, and then it's like 100 pounds up, you can keep one. So you can do that. Yeah, Captain Awesome's talking about using split shot. I really like to use a Carolina rig. That way, so when you get bit, the fish doesn't feel the weight. and it's more likely to bite it longer and eat it. So you can set the hook on it. What does Lloyd say? Lloyd says he's got hundreds plus kings living up there. Yeah, there's tons of lingcod. I mean, tons of king salmon up there. It's fun fishing. And the way they do it too, where you're drifting and working a dead bait or using a jig, is the way I really like to do it. It's a lot more fun than trolling. Yeah, if you guys have never been to Alaska, I really recommend you try this trip. It's really a lot of fun. Kevin, how did you land the black sea bass? Yeah, we used a net. We almost broke the net, but we used the net. My deckhand made the mistake of lifting the net straight up and it bent it. And you should lift it straight up and down that way, but he didn't. Yeah, but luckily he didn't break. Yeah, mouse tail. That's what you guys are talking about. That would be my rig to use. Use a power bait mouse tail. So the prizes for tonight are these for the drawing. We'll do it here in about 2 minutes. So 2-minute warning if you guys want to get into the raffle. April, come get the rest of your hot dog. Okay. Yeah, Daniel, black sea bass are not legal to keep. You have to release them. You have to release them. You can't keep them. Thomas wants to know, how do people catch stuff at Eldorado Park? It's easy. Catfish, you just use mackerel and stink bait or shrimp stink bait. And for the trout, like the guys are talking about here, the same as you would fish in the high Sierras, you can use power bait, or you can use mice tail. Anything like that will work out good. And when they stock the lake, the fish bite. That's all there is to it. Mm. 2-pound tests. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, this weather looks pretty bad. I haven't checked what the weather looks like for Sunday. I know they're saying no rain, but I'm sure it's going to be ugly after raining Friday and Saturday. So I might sneak out Sunday if the wind comes down, but I don't know. Maybe I should take a look right now, see what the weather report is. How did I lose everything? There it is. What is the weather report? This might be scary one to take a look at. Okay, so the local weather report for Friday, it's not too bad. 10-knot winds, rain, and only 2-foot swell. Saturday, 10-knot winds, 5-foot seas, and rain. And then Saturday night, 4-foot seas, 10 knots, and rain. So that's not good. Tonight and Wednesday is 25-knot winds, 5-foot seas, gale warning. Tomorrow, 15-knot winds, 3-foot seas, gale warning. So that's not too good. Saturday, it's only 10 knot winds. Oh no, maybe Sunday will be fishable. We'll see. It says only Saturday, 10 knot winds, and a chance of rain, 3-foot swells. So we'll see. That's not that bad. Okay, Jeffrey's got a ticket. Salvador, all you do to get a raffle ticket is do a super chat. That's what all these guys are doing. And if you want to get into the big raffle, for your private charter, then that's this link down below here. That's $25, and we'll be picking that one in a few months. Okay, Jeffrey. Thank you. Hey, Marshall, how you doing? Well, the good thing about using Velveeta is if you don't get bit, you can eat it on the way home. No, I've never fished in Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee, but I never got a chance to go fishing there. Yeah, don't use corn any place there's rainbow trout. In California, you'll get a ticket because it kills the trout. Okay, Marshall has a ticket. Jeffrey's got a ticket. I haven't got another ticket. Okay. Salvador got a ticket. The Alaska trip is $2,800 with 4 people fishing together on a boat. It's a $500 deposit. Salvador. Hey, Kelly got in. I thought you couldn't get in. DeBerry. Okay. What else is here? Yeah, Fred, if you've never been to Alaska, you need to go. I've been up there about 12 times, and every time it's just been an awesome experience. And I also need artwork here in my house from my trips to Alaska. And it's just one of those places. I mean, it's just gorgeous to see all the wildlife, all the birds, the puffer fish, the bald eagles. It's really super exciting. You know, it's one of those things. I always tell people life isn't so much about days that you lived. It's more about the days remembered. And there are tons of memories I will have fishing in Alaska that I will always remember, and I can't wait to go back. And my dad's going to go as long as his cancer treatments keeps going really good, feels good. He's going to go back on this trip, and his first trip ever to Alaska was to this place that we're going to, and he did really good. Have I ever caught a swordfish? Yes, I've only caught one. Got it in Mazatlan. Yeah, and you guys don't need to take your fishing equipment if you go to Alaska trip. It's all provided for you there. Even the rain gear is provided there. Carter, how do you find or target halibut along the breakwater or other places, structures, bait? Um, the best thing to do is drive your boat as close to breakwater as you can. See where the rocks are, and then get away from the rocks. And you want to try to drag your bait close to the rocks, not on the rocks. You don't want to snag the rocks, but you want to be on the edge of the rocks. And that's where you're normally going to catch the halibut. And you can use live sardines, live anchovies. If I was fishing Channel Islands, I'd be fishing an all white bucktail with the whole squid, bouncing it, and I catch them that way. I've caught them at Catalina, bouncing a bucktail up and down with the whole squid on it too. So either a bucktail or reverse dropper loop. So you have your weight on the bottom and your bait up above, and that works out good too. All right. Anything else? All right, so I'm glad Tyler's answering questions. I think this is the first time nobody asked Jeff a tuna question. Okay, let me find. Thought I put it up here already for you guys, but I guess not. So the name of the resort is Shelter Cove, and here is a link to their website. Here's a link to their website, guys. And again, it's sheltercovefishinglodge.com. Yeah, we got over 80 people likes, but only 60 likes with 80 people in here. So was it DeBerry wants to know, when do you think tuna will be raining again? Jeff was out last week and he caught tuna. Jackie, now we're not going to Colonet this year. Just with all the tuna trips and all that we did, a lot of people were a little nervous with the COVID thing to be on the boat for another 2-3 days. So I'm just going to lay low, get my vaccine shot as soon as I can, and then I'll start fishing, filming trips in May. But yeah, this year we're not going to do Colonet. Normally we do a Colonet trip in February, but I don't know if this weather that's coming by this weekend is a sign of what's to come. Nobody really knows. So we'll see. But this year I'm not going to do Colonet. I'm going to take it a little bit safe and make it through and do that. Yeah, Ronby, you have a ticket. It's in here in the hat. There's my dad calling. We'll check with them a little bit. Terry, are you out of the hospital yet? April's back for her final visit. Some of you were asking about the colors for the bucktails. I found that for the white sea bass and the halibut, the red and white and the white seems to be the best colors. And for the calico bass, the green and yellow. The green works out good. The blue and white seems to be like the universal color. I catch everything on it. And when I'm rock fishing or fishing like lingcod or rockfish stuff, I like to use the glow in the darks and the chrome. Sculpin, I don't think it matters with sculpin. I've caught sculpin on every different color. Colton, have you ever fished? Have I ever bass fished? Yes. Just look right here on my YouTube channel and do a search for bass, and you'll see where I've been bass fishing. Okay. That's funny, Jeff. Yeah, I'm surprised. Nobody asked Jeff a tuna question. Oh, now Terry's playing. So I guess Terry's feeling better. Terry, you still in the hospital or are you home? Oh, you just got home. I just saw that. All right, cool. Tango, my dad's looking good. He just called right now, so I got to call him back. I'm sure it has something to do with the Roku that I just set up for him. So we'll see. All right, guys. Been here an hour and 20 minutes, so let's go ahead and do the raffle. And here is the bucktail link again. And what else? What other link should I put there? Let me put the raffle link. You guys were asking about the raffles. Well, here's a link for Alaska again. I'll put that there. And then for the raffle for the fishing charter, here's a link for that. So it's $25 for a ticket. Again, and all the money goes to the Youth Foundation. And it's a fundraiser for my Youth Foundation. Okay, guys. Jeff, you're working tonight? You guys aren't flying anything in this weather soon, I don't think, will you? So we'll see. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, you're in Florida. Okay. So you must have a lunch coming up soon then. All right, let's get all the tickets going here. So I'm hoping some of you guys will join me on this Alaska trip, and I hope some of you will join me on the East Cape trip. Kurt, how can you buy my stuff on OfferUp? That's a good question. I need to have somebody show me how I can show my OfferUp stuff. I'm trying to put stuff, some of the OfferUp stuff I have on our website. And you can, under shop, you'll see Dan's Fishing Tackle Garage. Dan's, yeah. So here's a link to it. And these are links to the stuff that's on OfferUp. but I have a lot more stuff on OfferUp than I have there. So I don't know if you click on it, if it'll take you to, like if I have a page there. I wish I knew more about it. So it takes you there. You know, it does take you to my page. Yeah, so I think if you just go, let's see if this will work. Here's a link to my OfferUp. Hopefully it'll do that. See if this works. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be off. We're gonna be putting in an order, so it'll probably be about 2 months before we get more of the bucktails that we're out of the 1 ounce glow. But we do have the 1/2 ounce and the 2 ounce glow in stock right now. So Kurt, there's a link there. Hopefully that'll take you to my OfferUp page. Parker loves my videos. Thank you very much. Daniel gets a second vaccine. That's awesome. I'm trying to get my parents to go get their shots. Okay, here we go, guys. So the winner for tonight is Sunshine. Sunshine won it again. Tracy Sunshine. $16.39. There's our winner, Tracy. So you know the routine, Tracy. Just send me an email and I will get it off to you. Thank you very much for your support. Where do I ice fish? I don't ice fish. Tyler, do you know if Pier J is open? 1911 Nate's asking. I know they're doing construction over there, but I don't know if it's open yet or what. I don't know. Oh, he went ice fishing. Okay. That's cool. All right, Terry, I'm glad you're home from the hospital. Please get well, stay well. Don't go back to the hospital unless you're volunteering. So Cal 310 says, last went, it was closed. He was there 3 weeks ago. And Tyler doesn't know the status of Pier J. So, oh, Rodney bought a ticket for Kellyanne. Thank you, Rodney. Matthew, the gale force docks in San Pedro at the old Ports of Call. The old Ports of Call. It's under construction right now, but the parking lot's still open. The boats are still there. So you have plenty of free parking right now. Okay, so 1911 8's going to drive by and try to see. LA waterfront. Yeah, that's the name of the landing. All right, guys. Is that where the Triton? Yeah, Matthew, the Triton and the gale force and the Sport King. All three boats were not the same landing. So the Gale Force, the Gale Force and Triton have the same owner, and Bruce owns the Sport King. Yeah, I don't know about the smelt fishing. We caught some big smelt headed up toward Palos Verdes by the golf course. They were huge smelt, but we weren't fishing for them. They ate our squid. So that's pretty good. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys can join me on some of the trips. Looking forward to it. And I booked all those trips on the Gale Force because we always have 100 people here, and a bunch of you always say you want to come join me. So hopefully you guys come join me. All right, Jeff. Have a good night there in Florida. You guys be safe tomorrow with everything going on. Be safe. Hopefully everything tomorrow goes nice and smooth and everything goes good. So thank you all for your support. Good night, everybody. Talk to y'all soon. See you Thursday. Tonight's Tuesday. See you guys on Thursday. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye. Thank you.